school beauty just had a big fight with me, but the next day I disappeared. From that day on, it's like I vanished from her life. Classmates and teachers didn't know where I went until she came to my house to find me, only to find my family had moved away. In the end, with no other choice, she cried and begged her father to use family connections to check my ID at the police station. The result, no such person found. At that moment, only one thought filled Lin Qingsu's mind. The boy she loved was dead. For 3 years, she held on to that belief. 3 years later, I returned from a national research mission. I learned Lin Qingsu was a sophomore at Kyoto University to make up for high school regrets. Though I could have been a Tsinghua professor, I chose to join Kyoto University. As a freshman at Kyoto University Economics and Management freshman reception, Lin Qingsu in a white long dress sat calmly at the freshman reception desk. She just sat there quietly, drawing the attention of passing freshmen with gazes of awe and admiration. Li Qian, standing beside Lin Qingsu, smiled at her. "Qingsu, you really live up to being our Jinga's top school beauty. Look at those new junior boys. They can't take their eyes off you. I bet after orientation ends, so many junior boys will ask around about you at school." Lin Qingsu's face stayed calm. Let them. I'm not interested in dating anyway. Compared to dating these people, with you good friends, hanging out by Wanning Lake in the breeze, eating snacks at the Northgate food street. Isn't that way more romantic than love? But as her words faded, the light in Lin Qingsu's eyes suddenly dimmed a little. Blowing breeze by Wanning Lake together, eating barbecue at the Northgate street, reading books in the school library together, cheering at his school basketball games. She'd once said these things to that boy. But now, among the countless students on campus, some have eyes like his, noses like his, even tones of voice like his. But they're never him. No surprise from a year-long roommate. Seeing Lin Qingsu's dim eyes, Li Qian instantly got nervous. "Qingsu, you're not still hung up on that boyfriend who died 3 years ago, are you?" Lin Qingsu's story, her dormmates roughly knew. A naive high school romance. Puppy love or not, a crush maybe. Youth, right? Everyone's been through something like it. But even after 3 years, those 3 years have passed. Why not try a fresh start? Lin Qingsu knew her roommate's little thoughts. She gave a carefree smile. "It's not really about holding on. I just can't like anyone else right now." Lin Qingsu tugged Li Qian's hand, urging her, "Come on, don't just stand there. The freshmen are probably arriving now. Why not greet them at the gate? Maybe this year our department will get some cute guys you'd like." "That makes sense." Li Qian's eyes lit up instantly. Then she quickly left the reception. To welcome freshmen at the gate, Lin Qingsu let out a sigh. The joy of youth. How could it be easily forgotten? Once with a gentle turn, she took my entire youth with her. Her slightly red eyes blinked quickly, as if she returned to those days, dozing off in math class, passing notes in Chinese class, copying lyrics during study hall breaks. 10 minutes could hold a sweet dream. Soon, a breeze blew by, messing up the girl's neat hair. Lin Qingsu slightly looked up. Her face inexplicably showed some loss. "If only you were still here now." At Kyoto University's entrance, I carried my suitcase, looked up at the 4 golden characters. My once calm heart stirred with unexpected ripples. Back then, leaving without a word, she must have been heartbroken. I took a long deep breath and slowly walked inside. After a few steps, Li Qian, wearing a volunteer badge, quickly approached you. "Which department are you from, Junior?" "I'm a volunteer for freshman orientation. I'll take you to check in." "Jingguan department? You didn't refuse." "I don't know the way anyway." "Thanks, Senior." No trouble, no trouble." Li Qian smiled. "What a coincidence. I'm also in Jingguan, so you're my direct junior." She reached for your suitcase. "Let me take your suitcase. I'll take you to check in now." You subtly pulled the suitcase back a bit. "No need, it's pretty heavy." "I'll handle it myself." "All right, then follow me closely." Li Qian didn't push it. She smiled carefree. "So, Junior, are you well informed?" "Just arrived at school, and already know who the prettiest school beauty is." "What? You're into our Lingda school beauty too?" You laughed. "I went to the same high school as Senior Lin. It's because of her that I chose Kyoto University's Jingguan." Li Qian was a bit surprised, then gave me a, "I get it, look, came for her fame, huh? Young folks these days are something. But since you're from the same high school, you've probably heard about Senior Lin." I was a bit stunned. Lin Qingsu in high school was always a good student, besides titles like school beauty or top student. "I'll take a call." I glanced at Li Qian casually, then picked up my phone to answer. "Professor Liu, this is CQ Yang." This Professor Liu is from Kyoto University. Though not old. Still, he's a top expert in microelectronics and physical electronics in the country. Currently the Dean of Research at Kyoto University's Electronics School. In those 3 years at the research base, with my expertise, I impressed a top national professor and many experts in the field, building me a solid network. A hearty middle-aged voice came through. "Chief CHU, sorry about this. The original plan was for me to meet you at the gate. But a project issue came up suddenly. I have to go help, so I'm not in Kyoto, my apologies." I shook my head and smiled. "The project up top comes first, I'm fine. I'm already handling enrollment now." Professor Liu kept asking, "But I still don't get it. With your research skills, you could easily skip to a PhD. Why suddenly go back to undergrad?" "Chief CHU, I'll say it again. Whenever you change your mind, I can report to the higher-ups right away, make you an honorary professor here. If you want to teach, we can set up a special course for you. I promise you, our offer will be whacking universities next door. Back at the research base, you were the star every dean wanted. But you were focused on breaking through lithography. So those deans didn't push it then. Now that the research is done, with your achievements, you'd at least be an Academy of Sciences member. Such a young academician. You're a talent everyone would fight for. Since you're at Jingda, we can't let you leave again." I smiled and replied, "Let's talk about that later. Let me rest for a while first." "All right, I'm about to check in. You're busy too. I won't bother you." "Great, great." Professor Liu nodded repeatedly. "Go check in first, though I'm not at school now. If you have any life issues, just call me directly." "Sure, when you're back in Kyoto, I'll definitely visit you." You nodded with a slight smile, then hung up the call. "This is the freshman check-in spot." Li Qian looked around. Lin Qingsu, who was at the reception, had suddenly vanished. Li Qian walked to a few others. Asked, where's Chingsu? I brought a junior from her hometown. Someone replied, Senior Lin said it's too hot today. Staying here all day is tough. So she's treating us to milk tea. She went to get the milk tea? Li Qian felt a bit let down and turned to you. Sorry, junior. Your senior has something urgent. You won't see her for now. You nodded with a light smile. No worries, there's plenty of time ahead. We'll meet eventually. Which class are you in? Jingguan Department, freshman class 1. Li Qian laughed right away. Then it's fine. Chingsu and I are both assistant counselors for Jingguan class 1. At tomorrow's freshman meeting. You'll see her again. Go check in first. I nodded slightly. Walked to the Jingguan check-in desk. In front of a small table, they verified my admission letter info. Found my name on the freshman list. After signing, I got my dorm key and student card. A senior came up to me, junior. Got your stuff? I'll take you to the dorm. Drop off your luggage first. Then get bedding at the dorm office. And some daily essentials. I nodded slightly. Li Qian, a sophomore senior, headed toward the Jingguan boys' dorm. Not long after I left, Lin Qingsu returned with others to the Jingguan freshman check-in spot. Li Qian rushed to Lin Qingsu. Qingsu, you left at such a bad time. Let me tell you, this year our department got a super handsome, super classy junior guy. And he says he's from your high school. I think this junior is totally here for you. Lin Qingsu smiled helplessly. Stop, I'm not in the mood for love now. Li Qian said, I didn't say it's love. But he's a direct junior from your hometown. Anyway, he's normal. You'll meet him at the freshman meeting tomorrow. Then Li Qian asked, his name's Sikyu Yang, ring a bell? Do you remember this junior? As soon as Li Qian said this, Lin Qingsu's heartbeat slowed for a moment. Even her voice began to tremble. What did you say his name was? His name's Sikyu Yang. Something wrong? Li Qian asked, confused. No, nothing. Lin Qingsu shook her head, disappointed. Which way did he just go? Li Qian pointed in the direction I left. When Lin Qingsu looked over, my back and a sophomore's just turned into a small alley. But in that instant, Lin Qingsu felt she saw that boy's back. But then she quickly shook her head. No, impossible. Maybe just the same name. 3 years ago that summer, she fought with Sikyu Yang. Said she'd never talk to him again. But after cooling off for 2 days, she texted Sikyu Yang again. But from that day, I seemed to vanish from her life. Classmates and teachers didn't know where I went. Not only had my family moved, even my ID info at the police station had been wiped clean. Back then, one thought popped into Lin Qingsu's mind. That I was dead. For 3 years she clung to that belief. So to her that back couldn't be me. At most, just a similar name and figure. Finally, Lin Qingsu trembled a bit, held back her eager steps to chase. The sophomore took me to the dorm and left. I used the dorm key to find my room. Opened the door to my college dorm life. Soon the other 2 roommates arrived. The 4 of us ranked by birth date. Zhu Pengfei, eldest, Jiang Ningying, second, me, third, Wang Lei, youngest. Jiang Ningying laughed. We're from all over, not easy to meet. I'm from Kyoto, I know this area well. Tonight my treat, let's eat out, how's that? Zhu Pengfei chimed in. No need to treat, just keep it simple. But since you know the area, pick a spot. Haha, Wang Lei and I nodded, smiling. Then Wang Lei's phone dinged. He glanced down at it. Then raised his phone. Said to us, guys, you in the class group yet? The counselor made a group chat. A message in the group says, our assistant counselor this year is Lin Qingsu. You know who Lin Qingsu is, right? Zhu Pengfei reacted first. Holy crap, for real? Lin Qingsu's our assistant counselor? I raised an eyebrow slightly from the info I dug up before. Lin Qingsu's pretty popular at Jinda, but I didn't expect this level of hype. After reading the group messages, Jiang Mingyang sighed. Such a pity, as Jinda's top beauty. Our senior Lin still can't forget her boyfriend who died 3 years ago. Otherwise, with her being our assistant counselor, I definitely try to pursue her. My heart stirred. I looked up and asked, boyfriend from 3 years ago? Did Lin Qingsu have a boyfriend 3 years ago? Jiang Mingyang nodded eagerly, full of gossip. From what I've heard through the grapevine, Lin Qingsu's ex was her desk mate in sophomore year, but he passed away in an accident later. Jiang Mingyang sighed again. What a shame. If it was just a breakup, that'd be one thing. But he's dead. I bet senior Lin for her whole life won't forget that high school ex. Sophomore desk mate. I froze for a second. Wasn't I Lin Qingsu's desk mate in sophomore year? When did I become her ex? I admit I had a crush back then, but I hadn't even acted on it. Before I got whisked off for research, what happened in these 3 years I was gone? No, I need to find out. I stood up, got up from my chair, instantly catching the other 3's eyes. Third, where are you off to so suddenly? I exhaled and said, I just remembered I still need some daily stuff. So I'm heading to the nearby supermarket. I can't exactly say I'm the one they think is Lin Qingsu's dead ex from 3 years ago, right? Zhu Pengfei laughed. The school stuff isn't enough anyway. Let's go together. Wang Lei and Jiang Mingyang stood too. Both said, let's go, let's go. I need to buy stuff too. Suddenly I had 3 tag-alongs. My mouth twitched, then I smiled calmly. Fine, let's all go then. 3 years have passed. One more day won't matter. Check-in was already in the afternoon. The 4 of us went to the nearby mall. Stocked up on dorm essentials. By the time we got back, it was around 7 p.m. After dropping stuff off and washing up, Jiang Mingyang looked at us and said, guys, it's about the right time now. Let's explore around school and grab some late-night snacks. No objections from us. Cool, let me blow dry my hair. Jiang Mingyang grinned. Guys, don't say I didn't warn you. Jingda's got tons of pretty girls. Way more than walking next door. Dress up sharp. Maybe some cute girl will notice you. Zhu Pengfei's eyes lit up. Holy crap, you should have said I'd change outfits. Wang Lei perked up, yelling at Jiang Mingyang. Second, I'm bad at styling hair. Help me fix it later. My mouth twitched. A hint of amusement grew in my eyes. Maybe this is the vibe of youth. I raised my darkened phone screen. Checked my reflection, still just as handsome. No big deal, no need to dress up.